I want you to know, and I want you to really hear this, everyone, I don't care who you are, how much money you have, where you live, whether you live behind a gated community or on top of the highest mountain, what color you are, whether you're from an asshole country or from great America, how poor you are, whatever you are. Anyone who has anger is separated from God. I don't care how many Bibles you read, how many churches you go to, how much you help the poor, how much you give. I don't care. If you know the Bible and you have any little bit of anger, you're addicted to something. Because you're separated from God, your spirit is suffering, the real you, separated from the tree of life, and you're addicted to something. I have a story for you that I have to honestly tell you I didn't know. I hadn't thought about it. I just thought about it about men, but I never considered it for women until now. There is this 19-year-old motivational speaker from Chicago, Illinois, who confessed that she was addicted to pornography for 3 years. And she did this in an interview with the Daily Mail TV. And I had never considered that women were addicted to pornography. When I thought about it, I'm like, what do they be looking at? And then I realized, oh, that's what they be looking at. But I never realized that. Have you ever heard that, James, that a woman is addicted to pornography?
Occasionally.
You have heard that before?
Usually from people that are like lesbians.
Oh. They're addicted to pornography.
That's usually when I've heard it.
Oh, yeah. That's why they have women pornography, right? Woman-on-woman thing happening. But I had never considered that women were addicted to pornography. But then I thought about, because they're in a fallen state, they're addicted to something, and they ain't just hating.
Yeah.
And so I saw this, and I was surprised. The woman's name is Gracelyn Sorrell. Gracelyn Sorrell. And she claimed to have fallen into a 3-year obsession with internet pornography when she was 14 years old and still in high school. This is from the Daily Mail. Gracelyn compares pornography to a drug and says she would watch it for 3 hours a day. Who in the world watch pornography that long? That's too long. In a day.
She was 19. Wow.
Yeah, 19. And she watched it for 3 hours a day and sometimes stayed up all night. What are you watching that'll take that long? Here's the soundbite.
It felt like this adrenaline rush, this drug. I couldn't live without it. My phone was definitely the gateway to the drug. I watched porn at least 3 hours a day. When I got home from school, I would sneak in my room and I can, close my door and I can watch this, and that's exactly what I did, and it was something that was so private and so easy to access. And I didn't want to put it down, and I needed it. I was losing sleep, so I was watching, at 12 a.m. to 3 a.m., and these were on school nights, and I wasn't able to do my schoolwork as well as I should have been or study because I was so consumed in this pornography trying to fill a void.
That's amazing to me. Women used to be too proper to watch porn. Did you know that? Did you know that, Joel? Are you surprised that there are some women who are addicted to pornography?
That's shocking for sure.
Oh, for real?
It is shocking.
So you never heard of it either?
No, it's not usually common for women to be, and that's the real deal. 3 hours a day?
Who in the world would want to watch that for that long? I mean, you can only look at it for so long, right? Ain't nothing else new going to happen. It's not like watching a movie. You get different scenes, you know?
Right.
But I never thought of women being addicted to porn. But it makes sense that she was 19 at that time. Gracelyn, oh, by the way, she...
this is when she was 14 years old, though, and still in high school.
Wow. Instead of 19?
Yeah, she was 19 now.
Oh. But she was 14?
She was 14 when she was doing this.
14?
That's wild.
And the void she was trying to fill was the loss of her father, who passed away right before her addiction began. This is Gracelyn. She claimed to have been sexually abused by a family member, which eventually made her open to the same sex attraction. So she was sexually molested by a woman who was a family member. Here we go.
While my family was away in Maryland to take care of my father while he was dying, I stayed with the family and I was sexually assaulted by one of the family members that I was staying with.
That family member was a female, and Gracelyn admits that there were questions raised that left her profoundly conflicted.
I dealt with heavy confusion, identity issues. I struggled with, same-sex attractions, and I fell into watching porn, and that's what brought me comfort, that's what brought me peace at the time.
Since doing Bond, I've heard so many women tell me that they were first was sexually abused by another woman. That's why they became a lesbian. But I still didn't think women being addicted to pornography. You know what I'm saying? She claimed that pornography made her distant from her family, but that her mother was able to help her overcome her addiction.
I became very distant from my family, from my friends, and I actually wasn't able to interact with people. I knew that my mother was a safe place for me and that I could tell her anything without judgment. And she said, I'm going to support you. So she kind of talked me through and walked me through how I could get through this.
She said that journaling and prayer helped her stay away from pornography.
I cried because I felt like, man, I can't live without this. But even more than crying, I journaled, I prayed. And so just tuning my ear to the right things definitely helped get through this. I always say that it was my impurity that made me pure. And so it was the moments that I struggled with the porn that actually made me who I am today.
Amazing. And finally, Gracelyn now works as a motivational speaker and preaches for abstinence.
Today, Gracelyn is a motivational speaker who promotes sexual abstinence before marriage, preaching even kissing poses risks.
Because I'm not going to put myself in the position to go further than kissing.
Amazing. That is an amazing story to me, because I just never occurred to me about women being addicted. I know that women molest other women and girls, but not all women, of course. Not all. But I didn't realize that. And folks, let me tell you, don't make it a big deal. Forgive whatever your addiction is, whatever it is. It's only happening because you have anger in your heart, which separate you from God, and now you have that void. And Satan is not going to fulfill it with love. He's going to fulfill it with more hate, which bring on more conflict, which causes you to reach outside for something else to save you. Forgive. Forgive. Go and forgive whomever hurt you. Whomever. Just realize they could not help themselves. That's why you are not allowed to hate others. So even with this woman being molested, all she had to do was go and forgive. And because what made her get into the pornography is the anger of what happened. If she forgive, her soul would not have been affected, and she would be able to move on without the pain of the soul, and yet deal with what happened. You know what I'm saying? And not accept it as a right. But if you just realize you're judging, you're playing God, the people who traumatize you, whether it's your mother, your father, another woman, another man, or whatever, the cow, the grass, the house on the paint, forgive, and you can be free just like that. And all those addictions will fall away. You won't need them because you have perfect peace. An amazing story. Isn't that amazing, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
No, that's something.
Yeah. Mind-blowing.
Nationalist Crusader, porn is worse than drugs.
I was stunned at this woman being on porn. I'd never heard of a woman being into it like that.
Jar Mansa says, lady watching the porn was a lesbian.
Lesbian!
Dorima Hamilton. I actually know a lot of young girls that are or have been addicted to porn, and most of them was because someone in their family or boyfriend introduced it to them, and these are 12-year-old girls.
Yeah, and the girls that I've talked to, they were molested by a female, either in the family or a babysitter or sometime at school, all the other girls as well. It's amazing, but I never knew they were addicted. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.